Okay, this is the Civil Service Merit Board meeting of December 13th. And I'd like to call it to order, and then let me read the roll. Jane Roberts.
Present.
Stephanie Taylor.
Present.
And then I'm Bill Lyons, I'm present, and we are a quorum and the folks who are here today. So we can begin with reports. Do we have any reports, Mr.
Minutes.
Winchester? Oh, we.
Are you want me to go?
Minutes.
Minutes first.
Oh, I know why I went right over that. Thank you. Think I'd figure that out after enough years. Okay, the first item is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting that was held on Wednesday, November 8th. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion
We
and
got so many people.
don't have a whole lot of choice.
I know.
We're going back for.
Yeah.
Back and forth. I'll jump into this.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor of approving the minutes indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Okay, the minutes pass. Thank you. Now we have the reports, and we'll start with litigation and Mr. Winchester.
Mr. Chairman, I have nothing to report, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Shields?
Nothing this month, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Okay, and now we'll hear from the Civil Service staff report.
Sure, I'll make this fast. So the EEO4 report has been filed. It was filed on November 16th, and the receipt has been confirmed. So that is finished until 2025, and we'll see that again. Promotional fire testing is almost completed. I want to say today is the last day. I think we're doing makeups today, and then that promotional testing will be completed, and we'll send those referrals over. I had mentioned, I want to say 2 meetings back maybe, that we had an accelerated advancement meeting over at KPD to discuss some different issues, just to answer questions from employees, and it ended up being a very productive meeting between myself and KPD staff on maybe some things that could be improved with that process, both on our side and on KPD side. So KPD had been working on changes they would like to see. We met so that they could go over those changes with me. Right now, what I'm doing is just still working with what rules changes would be needed to accomplish what they're trying to do. So I'm not bringing anything to the board until we kind of finish that process and they are happy with that product. And at that point, then I will check with you to see who on the board you would like to work with me and Mike to review those changes before they're set then for a public hearing. So that'll be kind of the conclusion of that process, but I'll just keep working with KPD informally until then if that's agreeable. But I think they look like very good positive changes that'll strengthen that program. And the last item is I did meet with some of the HR staff. They're starting up a metrics dashboard and had some questions about what data we have available, what we can get easily, what might be a more manual process. So I met with them to go through, show them some things in PeopleSoft that they can use to create some of that data, what data you really have to track more manually to get them a good starting point on that project. So that'll be pretty exciting when that gets up and running. And that's it for the staff.
Okay, thank you. And we have the HR report. Kelly?
Mine will be quicker than that. Hello, everyone. Just want to let you all know about the staffing updates. We have a new HR generalist, Laura Murphy, and she's come on board in the last month or so. So we're glad to have her on as well. We just recently had our HR supervisory training, I think it was last week, and it was self-care for the holidays and emotional intelligence. Well received, had great response, good turnout in person. So we're looking forward to the next one. And if anybody on the board is interested in having additional information, you all have access to we gave everyone that participated in the training a book called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Vicki was unable to attend, but she has that book as well. It has a free assessment in it. So I encourage you all, if you're interested, just to let me know. Last but not least, Vicki and I are going to meet tomorrow to talk a little bit about the EEO. I'm looking forward to seeing the EEO4 report and just talking about some of that transitional information and things that we need to know. So I'm excited about working with Vicki. I know that she's told us that she's got about a year left, so I'm going to pick her brain as much as I possibly can in the next year. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just speaking for myself, emotional intelligence is always appreciated.
Yes.
And we could all always use more of it, starting with me. Okay, we don't have any unfinished business, and we have new business. We can start by item 5, request by the Chief Paul Noel to exempt from Civil Service 1 grant-funded position of gang intelligence analyst until June 30th, 2025. Okay, do we need any background? Does anybody, would you?
If you have questions, so this one, really all 3 positions are just in continuance of the last 2 times that you've exempted positions for us. They allowed us 9 positions. For these 3, we actually had to create the position because they were not current class titles within the city. So that just passed council on 11/28, which is now bringing it before you. So those are all brand new positions within the city. So that is the last piece of this current grant that we're asking to exempt for those positions.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, could we have a motion on that?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to second. All those in favor of item 5 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Nobody left, so. Okay, item 6, request by Police Chief Paul Noel to exempt from Civil Service 1 grant-funded position of latent print examiner trainee until June 30th, 2025. Have any questions on that or any more communication?
thing.
Same thing?
Same thing, yes.
Okay. Do we have a motion on item 6?
Motion.
Okay. We have a motion, I like that. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Item 6 passes. And item 7 is a request by Police Chief Paul Noel to exempt from Civil Service 1 grant-funded position of NIBIN technician until June 30th, 2025. That is similar.
Same thing.
Same thing? Motion appreciated by anybody? Motion?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, literally, motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. Now, under new business, we did have a request for Stephanie Guptail to speak, and I understand she's sick, and Mr. King is here about a, well, I'll just let you speak, but I guess it's about the public forum item as part of the consideration. Do you have anything you would like to say on that? I guess, hold on, yeah, go ahead and speak to that now. I mean, if we could get to other business, I don't think we have any, so, yeah.
The public forum. You mean my idea about public forum?
Well, I mean,
sometime?
you did come to us before, and
I did.
we had agreed that we didn't want to change, it would involve changing the rules, I believe, to put that in, but we would always, and I guess I should have done this here, whether, does the board agree that we'd like to hear from Mr. King on this? I make a motion that we do, so.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
that we
thank you.
will hear people, but would do it more on a, you know, a conventional, no, you know, what do I say, at the discretion of the board, which,
Right.
but rather than putting it as a formal item. But
Well, as you know, I'm on the drop plan and have just a few more days left, but since you brought that up, Chairman, I still think that's a good idea to amend the rules of the board to give the public and employees the opportunity to speak. Sometimes things come up in a meeting that you don't know in advance that you might want to comment on, so just, I'll throw that out for your consideration.
Okay.
I will tell you that many of you know my situation. I'm a career city employee, have almost 46 years with the city. As I said, my last day will be December the 29th. I got involved more actively with the City Employees Association because of a situation that happened to me where a mayor decided that she was going to eliminate my position, push me in a situation to either retire before I planned to or fight. I fought and won and was paid back pay and attorney's fees and all that kind of thing. So I want to say that because that's the reason I've been here many times. I think I've been to every civil service board meeting since that I was brought back to work. And I'm here because my goal has been to work with the merit board to try to prevent things like that from happening. That should have never happened to me, and I wanted to work with the board to try to make that a better situation for employees and future employees. I can't say that I feel very good about how things are as I'm going out the door. I failed in my mission. There's things that are happening that I'm concerned about, and that's really the substance of what Stephanie wants me to read today. So that part was my comment.
Okay.
This part is reading Stephanie Guptill's comments, who, as you know, she succeeded me as and now the current president of the Employees Association. So Stephanie says, I'm not here today to rehash months of discussion on the now passed EEO ordinance changes. It's my responsibility as the current CEA president to work closely with the HR and the administration to support new processes, help employees understand where to go and who to reach out to and who to advocate for them, all of which I'm very honored to do. That also makes it my responsibility to hold employee stakeholders such as this board accountable. To that end, I'd like to read 4 statements of fact into the record. Number 1, on both October the 11th and November the 19th, the Civil Service Merit Board attorney was stopped and was not able to complete his presentation when providing the board with his analysis of reporting in regard to the EEO recommended changes and his subsequent concerns. Number 2, the board did not call a special meeting to discuss the proposed EEO ordinance changes and review their potential impacts on either the charter duties or Civil Service Merit Board rules and regulations. In City Council's first reading of the ordinance changes, the board chair provided a Civil Service Merit Board of opinion to City Council by saying, in quotes, I can say, speaking to the substance of this, the clear consensus of the board was that the substantive changes were positive. He went on to say, in quotes, all express positive judgment as to this being an improved process when not all members shared that opinion on the recommendations 3 of 5 discussed. The ordinances had not been seen or discussed, and there was no meeting after the ordinance was published, and the board had not voted on an opinion or authorized the chair to speak on behalf of the board in this matter. Number 4, there's not an agenda item today to discuss the now passed EEO ordinance changes or their potential impact on civil service rules and regulations. Lastly, we understand additional meetings and discussions may not have yielded a different outcome. What they would have done is to show employees that you were taking their concerns seriously and the board takes its duties seriously. The administration sought out meetings with employee reps and was open to as many questions as we could come up with. We hope to develop the same sort of relationship with this board, and I hope that when and if rule changes appear on this agenda, employee feedback will be welcomed and considered. Thank you. I don't know if you told that Stephanie has a sick child today, that's why she
Right.
couldn't come. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. King, and we'll miss you. Been here for many
Long time.
meetings, and we've known each other a long time.
Long time.
Appreciate your long service to the city. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. And we appreciate Stephanie's providing those remarks as well. Thank you for delivering them. Okay, I don't believe we have any other business unless anybody has some they would like to bring up. Okay, that being the case, we have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
We have a motion to second. All those in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, and this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.
You're right, I should have bought that.